my friends, stay a while and listen. In this newest episode of High Heels of Bitcoin series, I will be talking to Crypto Sarah. You can find her on Twitter. She is funny, she is charming, and she loves Bitcoin, but she doesn't forget about altcoins. But let's waste no time and let's go!
Hi guys, my name is Sarah. I'm known as Altcoin Sarah or Crypto Sarah on Twitter. I've been in the crypto space for over 2 years now, and so far so good. And if you guys haven't heard of me yet, go check me out on Twitter or at Altcoin Sarah, and on YouTube at Altcoin Best Ladies.
Yeah, of course. Hello, thank you very much for accepting my invitation to this interview. So my first question is, how did your adventure start? Is it that you found about Bitcoin or blockchain on the internet, or maybe someone told you about it?
So my boyfriend started making really good money with Bitcoin, and I was like, how dare you make money and not tell me how to make money? So that's basically how it started. But I actually realized the potential of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, the blockchain space when I was traveling, and I ended up with a bunch of coins, and I knew there's nothing I can do about it because you can't exchange coins. Some of them are worthless. And that basically made me realize that Bitcoin could be the solution to the problem, you know, because if everything's accepted in the same place, then the future is simpler for everyone. And the simpler we make it, the easier it will be. So basically, firstly, it was the greed, wanting to make money. And I'm obviously for the technology like everyone else is here. Obviously.
Well, I cannot agree with you because I think most of the people are here because they want to earn 1 mil or 1 billion, not because it's the great technology. And I always try to tell to the people that you should be here for the technology, nor for the money, because you cannot know when the next bubble will start, on how much will you earn, and most people lose. 95% of traders lose. But next question is it Crypto Sarah or Altcoin Sarah or both?
So it's actually both. People are saying I should be Bitcoin Sarah now, actually, because I only tweet about Bitcoin. Well, basically the reason for it is because I personally haven't invested into any altcoin for quite a while now. I haven't bought any, and I feel a bit bad telling people about altcoins when I personally don't buy them. I would never do that, tell people to buy something I don't have personally. So people saying I should be Bitcoin Sarah, but I love altcoins. Altcoins are obviously the ones that if you want to make money are the ones to make you money. There are some great potential ones out there. I've had a look on CoinMarketCap the other day, and there's almost 3,000 cryptocurrencies, which is ridiculous. But that's why it's also Crypto Sarah, because it's a cryptocurrency space that I love endlessly. You know, it's so many people over here with different backgrounds, experiences. I mean, I meet people from all over the world just because we both believe in the crypto space, which is absolutely amazing. Like, I would never meet you if it wasn't for Bitcoin and crypto, you know? So I am extremely grateful for this space and for being here.
Yeah, of course. So it's not like it's hail to the king, baby. You also believe in altcoins, or you are just a hardcore Bitcoiner, so you think there is Bitcoin and everything else is shitcoin.
No, not necessarily. I believe that if crypto is to succeed, it'll be with Bitcoin. However, there are some altcoins with great potential, like Ethereum. Whenever I think about Ethereum, I don't think of it as an altcoin. I think it's a bit disrespectful to call Ethereum an altcoin. Even though they're having some problems right now, people start calling it a shitcoin. I still think Ethereum deserves some sort of a respect. And there is Bitcoin, there's altcoins, and there's shitcoins. Yeah. So, you know, I think it's important to distinguish between those three.
I don't think the term altcoin in case of Ethereum should be disrespectful, because some people say that Bitcoin was the first, it is the king, yeah. And that's why it's called Bitcoin, and everything else is an alternative to the Bitcoin, and it's called altcoin. I know Ethereum is huge, just like XRP or things like that, but you know, Bitcoin is the king, so so it should be. Do you have a favorite altcoin?
I like Litecoin. I do like Litecoin. However, one of the first projects that actually blew my mind was VeChain, and VeChain has a special place in my heart. So does Neo, as it was second uh, cryptocurrency I invested in after Bitcoin when I started 2 years ago. And the development with Neo especially has been really quiet. I don't really know what's happening with them. I mean, the dev team gone really quiet now. I think they're busy with other projects, and I really don't rate that because, you know, there's investors and you shouldn't let go of the project just because you're focusing on something else. But VeChain, I see the potential of supply chain management as I like expensive stuff, for example, and I would like to know whether the bag that I'm having, whether it's legit or it's a counterfeit. And supply chain management allows, there's obviously so much more to supply chain than just that. But just this simple use case is something I can relate to a lot. And that's why I think that VeChain will basically succeed because, yeah, it does what it has to do to make it usable and adaptable for people to understand.
So, I assume you invest in crypto. It's not like you are a fan, but you don't invest. Do you invest in cryptocurrencies?
Yes, I do invest a lot. I have a reoccurring purchase of $100 a month. We go straight into Bitcoin, you know, dollar cost averaging it throughout the bear market, bull market time is always a useful thing to do. Instead of going out, I'd rather invest into Bitcoin. And, you know, I don't have time for going out, so it doesn't feel as bad that I'm, you know, not wasting money. So it's all working out quite well for that perspective. I am an investor. I am not a trader. I never post anything trading related. I don't understand it. I think it's weird drawing lines and predicting the future of it. I know that there are people who make money from it, and it probably works if you understand it. But from what I see, it's just lines that people predict the price. And very often they write, and fair play to them. It's just not something for me. I don't have the time, unfortunately, for that. So I am just a crypto investor.
Well, for me personally, technical analysis is something that works until it doesn't work. So I don't use it at all. I always laugh of it during my live streams. I do some special charts and things like that, like animals or and people laugh with me. So I don't believe in it. So it's Bitcoin only or some altcoins, your investments?
So I still have my portfolio from 2017.
Like we all.
But the things that I have, they're like absolute shitcoins that I've only just realized because I was buying everything as everyone else was. It was the boom. Everything was just making you money, 100% a day gains. Unfortunately, I left them on exchanges. Some of them were like Cryptopia. So I don't even have it anymore. So that's just about it. But recently, I've just been buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. I bought Litecoin before the halving. That didn't work out too great right now, but it is what it is. So, you know.
Yeah, all right. Next question is about conferences. I know you participate in many different conferences. So what do you think about crypto conferences? Do you travel around the world or just in UK?
So I only go to conferences in Europe because going, you know, I live in England, so going across to America, that's like a 2-day trip just traveling. And I work full time. I don't do crypto full time. So I think my bosses would lose their mind if I kept going away to America. I go to events in Europe. I've been to one in Romania the other week. I'm going to Malta next week, and I'm really looking forward to some events in Poland because, you know, as you know, I'm Polish, but I prefer to speak crypto in English. So I'm really looking forward to some events in Poland.
Yes, of course. As I mentioned before, there is a big conference in Poland next March. It will be called InvestCAF, so you are invited. Feel free to join us. And there will.
Well, accept it. I'll come over. I need to go back to Poland. I've missed it. I love Krakow. So yeah, we'll come over.
Cool. So there will be a High Heels of Bitcoin discussion panel. So there will be me, and of course, I don't know, 4, 5, maybe 6 ladies talking about Bitcoin. Of course, it will be in English, but we will have real-time translations, so everyone will be able to understand it. All right, my next question is about crypto people and blockchain people. Do you consider them crazy or they are just eccentric?
Politically correct, eccentrics correct, but let's be realistic. We're all mad. We're
Yeah.
insane. I mean, whenever I speak about crypto and blockchain, I realize that when we're on conferences, it seems the people that are there, they're normies, like the camera crews and people. They look at us and they think, "Oh my God, this is such a cult. This is such a religion." We're just arguing out about the future of what's the best, what's gonna work, Bitcoin, altcoins, and all of that. It's funny, but I love it because that's what's gonna bring us together. We're in this space together, and we shouldn't be arguing against what's the best. We should support each other and make sure that the space survives and spread the word every day. Whenever you get a chance, just speak about Bitcoin, crypto. You go to like a local shop, for example, and you know that they don't accept Bitcoin, but ask them, do you accept crypto here? And they'll be like, oh, what's that? And you can start a conversation, and you never know, maybe you'll help the business actually grow. I've heard a story where someone started doing it, and actually a business, they didn't receive many purchases in crypto, but because they became one of the first ones within the city to accept Bitcoin, they were popular within the media, on newspaper and stuff. So their business just started growing purely because they were accepting crypto. So you never know how it might work out. So crypto is fantastic. It is a bit of a cult. People on Twitter especially are insane. I mean, I don't even know what majority of people looks like, just because they've got some monsters or some, I don't know, characters as the emojis, and then you meet them in real life and it's like, oh, is that what you look like? Like, you have this image of someone, but they don't always meet it. So it's quite funny, I guess.
Yeah, I have the problem that when I go to a conference, people say, "Oh, hey, Mike," and they forgot to introduce themselves. So do you have the same feeling? Because people come to me and, "Hey, Mike," and I don't know. Should I say, "Who the hell are you?"
I know it's a bit weird because you don't want to come across rude, but at the same time you have no idea who they are. Like I'll walk past and like, oh, okay, Sarah. I'm like, hi, I'm Sarah. What's your name? I just do it, like just play a bit stupid and just like, oh, what's your name? Just to play it safe. But what's worse is I think that when you've met someone and you don't remember you've met them,
Yeah,
and
and
yeah,
they remember, and they remember.
and they remember. That was the worst feeling.
Yeah, but that it happens in real life too, because you don't have to do the script. Someone greets you. Oh, hi, Mike. Oh, hi, how have you been? And things and oh, all right. Who was he? Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's weird, but yeah, it is what it is. I guess you forget people all the time. I'm horrible with remembering people, names especially.
Yeah.
Mike, I remember your name, Mike. Um, but yeah, it's just something.
Yeah, I have the same problem. It's hard for me to remember the names of the people, so I tend to forget. All right, one more question about your family. Do they know about cryptocurrencies? Are your parents like, what the hell is Bitcoin? It doesn't have it's nothing. It's not real money. Or are they like, all right, new technology?
So actually, my mom, like my whole family knows. I always share content on Facebook just because I want to spread the word about it. And my uncle, to whom I haven't spoken to in like 2 years, he messaged me actually being like, "Oh, Sarah, what is it? Do you want to explain it to me a little bit? I want to invest in it." So like I got on a call with him and I explained it to him. He hasn't purchased anything yet just because he needs to consult it with his wife. Uh, you know. But my mom, she knows about it and she's fine with it. She doesn't invest, she doesn't ask questions because she doesn't think she's gonna understand. But she's happy for me that things are working out quite well and that I'm making sort of a way for myself. Funny story is my boyfriend's mom. She absolutely hates this because back in back in 2017 we're all making money and now it's like down 60%, and she's like, you lost all your money, you could have bought a house with this. She's absolutely fuming, so we don't even start the topic with her. She's like, you don't know what you're doing, this is a bubble, it's gonna burst.
The best example for people like that is to show it's easier in Poland because when older people remember how much was $100 worth like 30 years ago and how much it is worth right now, it's like
Yeah.
it's nothing special. And 30 years ago, it was really huge amount of money. So people can see, even in their own lives, that dollar is losing the value. And in last century, it lost like, I don't know, 90% of the value since 1920s. So it's easy to show to the people that Bitcoin is new technology. My father is a good example because he asks more and more advanced questions. Like, first question was, what the hell? What? It's not in money. It isn't covered by anything. It's like a thin air. And then he asks, and now he's like, oh, maybe I should invest. So
That's good. That's
yeah,
good.
my mom.
What I think is good to show is, I'm sure you recall, like there was this meme showing like inflation versus deflation,
Yeah.
with, like a shopping basket and what it can buy you. And that is a great example to show something instead of explaining, just even show that and be like, you know, back in 1950, £100 could have bought you, you know, like 2 months worth of food. Now £100 will buy you like 2 weeks of food, for example. Whereas with Bitcoin, you know, you started off with something small and then next year you can buy a Lambo with 1 Bitcoin, you know. So it's quite interesting to see how people are actually changing their mind. And I always think it's important to, I always ask a question like, what is money? Like, what is your money backed by? And then if they can't answer it or they give me a stupid answer, I sort of like give up with explaining because it's just going to be an argument. I think it's important to understand the flaws of the current financial system before you go into explaining Bitcoin, because if you don't understand what's wrong with it, then understanding the principles of cryptocurrency is not going to be much profitable, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's, once again, in Poland, it's very easy because if you compare Polish zloty to Swiss franc, it's
Yes.
like, yeah, how much value Swiss franc gained, and
Yeah.
other currencies lost value. So there are many examples. Some older people still think that US dollar is backed by gold. I know, yeah, they still think that it's backed by gold. Then they don't understand what fractional reserve system is. And I think for me it's the biggest sin of the banking system, because they don't have the money we have on our accounts. And sometimes, and until the next crisis happens and people will see that, I don't know what is in UK, but in Poland, if you have over 100,000 euros, if bank collapses or it bankrupts, you won't get your money back. You will get like 100,000 euro. It's for the most people it never happens, but for the rich ones it's a big problem. So it's we have to teach people. We have to do a lot of education, so they will understand that a new form of money. It's still very young. So one thing I found over the net is the good reason for the Bitcoin to rise is because, is it like, can you buy anything with gold these days? It's not like the gold has any market adoption. You can buy jewelry, but it's not like you can go to the shop and buy something with gold.
Yeah, I did tweet a while ago.
Yeah, I think it was you.
What was the last thing you bought with gold? You know, like you can't go there and be like, chop up a bit from the gold bar, you know, and be like, there you go. You just can't do it. So it's like gold is a great example of historical value, which is what Bitcoin is showing strongest as well. And people need to understand. And I'm shocked that people still think that dollar is backed by gold. I thought that was long gone, but people still think that. That's exactly the problem that we have. People don't know how the current financial system works.
Yeah.
So we can't really expect them to understand Bitcoin or like why we need it. But at the same time, I said also a while ago, like people don't understand how internet works, and everyone uses internet every day. You don't need to understand Bitcoin, the Bitcoin principles. You just need to use it and be able to just purchase stuff with it. And I know it's quite hard nowadays, but the adoption is slowly happening. You know, it's not as long for the transactions to actually take if you use the Lightning Network. So yeah, there's a future.
Yeah, there are with the precious metals. There are two main problems. First main problem, like you said, you cannot get the gold bar and then chop something from the gold bar. And the biggest problem is, how can you know that it's real gold or real silver? Most of the people don't know how to verify it. They can buy silver and then next day they find out that it's not silver, it's something different. So it's the main problem. There is no such case in case of Bitcoin, because you install the wallet, then it connects to the blockchain, and then every Bitcoin you have is valid. So so you don't have to verify it. All right. Next question is about crypto Twitter, but there will be two questions. First about CryptoMan. What do you think about them? Do you have any favorite male profiles of Twitter?
Well, I shouldn't say I've got a boyfriend and I'm a good girlfriend, so I'll stick it to that. But I think that the guys on Twitter, majority, they're nice. What I always notice is that the accounts that are that show their face usually tend to be nicer, whereas people who are hiding behind the images, they're usually the pricks, if I would say politely. You know, the bullies. Yeah, there is a few that are like really cute and stuff, but I don't want to say anything because then they'll be like, oh, she fancies you. So I'll keep it like that.
I think to reach a certain level of crypto, you need to show your face, because it's, I don't know how to say it, you are more for the people, when you show your face you are more serious or things like that. When you show behind, when you hide behind a computer screen, they start to think, what does he have to hide? Why doesn't he show his face? Unless you have like 10,000 or 100,000 of bitcoins. So but I don't think then if you have 100,000 of bitcoins, or at least 10k, I don't think you would do the like crypto Twitter, unless you're Craig Wright, but that's the completely another topic. Now the same question about women. What do you think about them? Do you have any favorite profiles? The reason I am asking, because I always try to find more nice girls to talk in high heels of Bitcoin.
Yeah, there is the girls on Twitter. There's not many of us. So I think we sort of stick together, and there is never like any sort of high school bitching. It's more like we're all together. And I'm all against like women in blockchain, women. I hate this. Let's not bring a gender to it. But if it comes to some nice ones, there is someone I met actually when I was doing an interview with Kryptonites. Her name is Nikita. Crypto Queen, I think, is her handle on Twitter. She's just awesome. She's just so easy to get along with. She's got great knowledge about blockchain and how it can help the world, which is her main focus, basically. Who else is there that's actually quite interesting? I mean, there's loads of people I can't think on a spot, but I'm sure you've already spoken to majority of them anyway.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm trying to contact Gem. I don't know if you...
Oh yeah, Crypto Gem. Yeah. She lives just down the road. Well, sort of down the road, like 3 hours in the train.
Yeah, I love her sense of humor, and she's pretty straight with her opinions and things like that. I think that some people may get offended because of what she tweets, but for me personally, it's great. So
it's great. I love offending people. You know, people nowadays are so easily offended, so you don't even have to try this hard. You know, my favorite community to offend is the XRP community, because it's just so easy. Like, honestly, like, my thing is the standard and stuff, and I've got nothing against it. Like, you know, you support your coin, it might be a scam, but you want to support it, okay. But it's the fact that whenever you tweet something, there is always an XRP supporter who will say XRP is the standard, XRP is the best, which is the main reason why I just like to laugh at them, because they hit so hard, especially. They bite so hard whenever you try to make fun of them. So yeah, it's sometimes fun to just be straightforward, and it's easier.
Yeah, I think some people get things too seriously. It's not only crypto, but in real life itself. So people should be more cool, I think, because it's altcoins or even Bitcoin. It's like religion for some people, and for me it's not good because when you believe in something, then no one can show you that it's wrong. So you will believe just because you believe in it.
Yes.
and you don't care about the facts, just in your just beliefs. So it's not good. It's not good in investments. It's not a good solution for anything except of faith, because some people believe in God, and I don't care. They
And you forget that it's an investment. Once you start believing into something, you don't think of it as an investment, where actually it is, and you might lose money. And because you believe in it so much, you might not wake up in time, and and BitConnect might happen again.
yeah.
You might lose. And I'd hate for anyone to happen to it, but there are people who are unfortunately lost their money to it. So it's important to believe, but also be realistic with it. Be aware of what's actually happening.
Well, to be honest, maybe BitConnect won't happen again, but there are many different scams, and it happens all the time. One scam after another and another. You have like cloud tokens, plus tokens, and shits like that, and people still build because people are jealous, and people want more and more and more money, and they want it right now. So like that, I want to be a millionaire. So we can talk for hours. People won't understand until they lose the money. So
see, I think BitConnect won't happen again. I think the next bull run will bring a different wave of scams and scammers. It'll be just something else. Like if we thought 2017 was bad, I think that 2020 will be completely different. It'll be absolutely mind-blowing how people will fall for scams, and it's our responsibility to make sure people don't somehow.
Yeah, I've talked to some guy during one of the conferences in Poland, like 1 month ago or two, and he's running like small exchange, like a small Bitcoin store where you can exchange some cryptocurrencies. Of course, it's online also. And he told me that when Bitcoin was 3K, no one wanted to buy it. He was thinking about closing his shop, and then when it hit 10K, it was like they were starting to go crazy. And when it was 13K, it was like an apocalypse. Everyone wanted to buy Bitcoin. So imagine what will happen when Bitcoin reaches new ATH, so all-time high. So
I agree. It's crazy. Like people are so worried about the ongoing drop right now, but I think people forget that it doesn't matter if Bitcoin is 1K, 10K, or 100K. It's still the same principles. Yeah. Principles still apply regardless of the price. So if you're worried about the price, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. And you will get, unfortunately, you lose money because you don't realize that, yeah, it doesn't matter how much Bitcoin's worth. Bitcoin does what it does regardless of its price. And that's what people should really focus on. I mean, yeah, the financial addition, of getting richer, that is really nice, but that's not what it should be primarily, I think.
Yeah, in Poland we have saying one BTC is still one BTC, or one BTC equals one BTC, so it doesn't matter what the price is. All right, moving on. Let's talk more about men. What are your experiences? Because some people say, however, I must say that most girls I talked to say that men are okay. There is no sexism or things like that. What are your experiences?
Well, I like this topic because it's quite eye-opening. I don't think that would have happened in crypto. So when I first joined in the crypto space as a content creator, I've joined Altcoin Buzz and I created videos on them. And that was around December, January time. And they have over 200,000 subscribers. And I made a video on that. And I didn't show my face in the first. And people absolutely hated that the women was telling them what to do with their money. I mean, they told me to go to the kitchen, to make them a sandwich, to go to the dishes in the comments. And I was literally sitting, I remember being at the gym, reading through the comments and just standing there with tears in my eyes, being like, how can people be so horrible? It's 21st century. Then I've done another video where I showed my face. And they said, oh, she's trying to show her face just so people are nicer to her. And it's like, that's not exactly why I wanted to do it. I always wanted to show my face because I think you associate better with the person. Like we talked earlier, you should show your face because some people trust you a little bit more. And that's exactly what I've done it. And I didn't want to be put through it anymore. And which is why we've created Altcoin Buzz Ladies, where it's just women creating content for everyone. It's currently me only doing the content. So if there's any ladies who'd like to join being a content creator. I'm more than happy to recruit some more ladies. But yeah, basically the guys tend to be still horrible. You know, there's a lot of hoeing right now on Twitter. You know, guys having a go at girls for posting photos in bikinis. I mean, Twitter is not a place to constantly post selfies. Instagram is the platform for it. But at the end of the day, if a girl wants to post photos of herself, she shouldn't be put down as a hoe, because you know you don't know anything about her, and it's just not right to slut shame anyone.
Yeah, I agree. But did it ever happen in real life, like in on Bitcoin conference or things like that, or just in?
Oh, hell no,
No,
hell no. No, people will chat shit to you online, but when you meet them in real life, they're like, "Oh, you're actually really nice," and it's like, yeah, like you can't hide behind keyboard. In real life, no one would tell you you're a bitch or anything like that. Everyone is really, really nice, and they're trying to say that they're trying to bring their wives into the conferences, their girlfriends, their daughters, and I heard it many times that hiring for majority of the guys who've got daughters, that I'm out there because they correspond to it more, and it makes them believe that women can succeed in any space they want to, which is not why I'm doing this, but it's really addition that helps me to do with it.
Yeah, you are completely right, because people are very courageous behind the screen, and when they meet you in real life, they are not so brave. Like I always say, you are so brave. Try to get me 240 pound man. So so tell it to my face. Let's meet and tell it to my face.
Yeah, like people think I'm horrible on Twitter. Like no one, they haven't met me in real life. I'm even worse because I feel bad typing things, swearing and stuff. I don't want to get blocked. In real life, if someone has to go at me, I'll get back at them. I have absolutely no problem in standing up for myself. So yeah, I don't need any backing up. It's just guys, it's really interesting to see the difference between the people, the way they are behind the screens on the phones and the way they are in real life. So online, guys can be pricks. In real life, they're quite nice.
Yeah.
That's the summary.
All right. Now let's quickly talk about life beside crypto. You've mentioned your real life job, so it's not like you are full-time crypto. But I wanted to ask you about your personal best in squats.
Oh, that's funny. So so it's 100 kilogram squat. That's 220 pounds.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you. With a hack squat machine, I can do 110 kilograms, which I think is 250 pounds, 240 pounds. So yeah, those are my PBs with squatting. I love the question. I love it.
Yeah, I can squat a bit more, obviously, but I think it's great result. And as I have seen, because I have commented on your Twitter, there are a lot of wise men telling you, "Don't do it, baby, don't do it. It will damage you or it will hurt you," or things like that.
I mean, I've never felt better, honestly. Like I did. What's funny is I did hurt my back a couple of weeks ago, and that wasn't when I was lifting 100 kilograms. That was when I was doing 60 kilograms squats, because I was like, oh, it's lightweight, I don't need to worry, blah, blah, blah. And I've been a bit like a disabled person, you know, walking around with my back and stuff. But now it's fine. Yeah, I love gym and I love sharing it around. People say whatever the hell they want. I don't care. A lot of people told me that they actually got back to gym and being healthy just because of the content I post. They're like, oh, she can do it, a girl can do it, why can't I do it? So it's really nice to see that people outside of it, they also motivate it. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, of course, if your technique is good, then you won't damage yourself. Yeah, of course, you need a, I don't know, how do you say it in English, when you bend your back like that and then you try to lift something. So people must, first you need to, my personal trainer always says that, so first you need to work on your mobility, and then you can work on your stability, and then you can work on your strength. So
I agree. What's your personal best squat?
I think it's 170 kilos for 3 or 4 times. I don't remember, but I'm far far from it because it's like very busy time for me last 2 or 3 months. So, but I will get back to it. I want to hit 200. So, so, and I'm almost 40 years old. So,
Are you actually? You don't look
yeah,
it.
yeah. Next January will be 40. So,
Wow.
right, yeah.
You're like my age, like still 20s, getting 30.
No, no, it's ancient history for me. When I was 20 years old, I don't think there was internet in Poland, or maybe. Yeah, it was.
Well,
Yeah, it was, but it was very.
I was a teenager when the internet came to Poland, so yeah, it was then.
Yeah.
It was then.
All right. So, last question. Your plans for the future? Do you want to be full-time crypto, leave your day job, or do you want to be like now?
I like the way things are right now. I'd like to go to more events. I'd like to spread the word a little bit more. I'd like to start creating meetups in England, maybe in Europe in general, after events, so people can come over and ask questions and just, get to know each other and actually have a conversation with people. Because I know a lot of people who are into crypto and they've got no one else to talk about it because they're partners, they're not invested in it, their friends think it's a scam. So I think it's good to organize a meetup where people, like-minded people, can talk and share their ideas about the same topic. So that's basically my goal. I love my job. I'm a full-time civil engineer. As long as it doesn't get too stressful, then I don't think I'll quit it. I could. There was lots of projects who offered me a job of actually going full-time and going to events and representing their brand. But I really like my job. And I love crypto, so we can do both. It just means you've got no social life. So it's something for something.
I have absolutely no idea what civil engineer is.
It's I'm designing roads.
All right, yeah. Yeah.
I was working on the Birmingham Clean Air Zone scheme where we're installing like ANPR cameras all around, and we'll be catching the cars going in to help with the emissions. I know that Warsaw is really bad for emission as well.
Krakow is even worse.
Really?
But
yeah. So maybe I'll go back to Poland and clean the air there. I don't know.
Yeah, well, in my city, I live in Białystok, so we have very clean air. And about local meetings, yeah, I run one local meeting. We meet each month, and it's great. The community building is great. And about the community, there is a blockchain girls in Poland. They meet like once 2 months or things like that. So you can. There are two girls running this show, and I think it's a great idea because most of the girls are shy. They don't want to go to a conference, especially when they don't have a crypto boyfriend. So they are they are too shy to go on their own. And those meetings are great for them. It's in Poznań, so. There are two girls. One girl is Patrycja Paprzycka, and the other one is Olga Brzeżecka, and I think they are doing a great job because they get like 30 or 40 girls at each meeting.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a great. You can you can search Facebook for blockchain girls, so you can check it out. So I think it's a great idea. All right, thanks so much for this interview. I think we should try to do one more in the future, maybe during the Invest Cup in Polish, because my Polish community, I think everyone should speak English these days, but it's not that easy. But of course, I invite you Invest Cup, so you should reserve your weekend next year and join us. I think you will enjoy it. So let's say goodbye to our viewers, and that's all.
So I'll be more than happy to do it again. I was absolute pleasure to speak with you, Mike. Thank you for having me on your High Heels show. And yeah, hopefully see you in Krakow next year and speak crypto in Polish. I'll practice that. That's my plan for future, be able to speak crypto in my own language. I honestly have no idea how to speak crypto in Polish. That is so bad.
Crypto is crypto. Instead of C, you use K, and that's all. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Blockchain is blockchain. So it's
What is it? Okay.
yeah. So it's not like we have our own words for those those terms. So
What's a distributed ledger technology?
Rejestr rozproszony.
Yeah, I'll stick with the English for now.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much. See you next time.
Dziękuję bardzo, do zobaczenia.